It's the Amazon Cars Weekly News again. Welcome. And you find us in East Anglia in a glorious period of warm weather for autumn. We're up at sort of around 25 degrees, sun is shining, there's a warm breeze. Quite idyllic, really. What of the workshop? Well, there's a thorn there. Get that out. Hush. The workshop. So the 164 arrived last week. We haven't made progress on that. We're looking forward to it. And we're wondering, Emma pointed out to me that years ago we had a 164 that just wasn't developing power above idle. And it was a very blocked exhaust silencer. We took the silencer out and replaced it with a good one, and it completely cleared the problem. So that's something we'll be looking out for when we get to that. However, why haven't we started on that? That's because of, thank you Zippy, the P1800. So the engine is now back in. That was yesterday. Gearbox is back on it, all wired up. We are fitting we're basically upgrading it for modern reliable use. So the 123 distributor goes in with our unleaded fuel curve. You can only get the unleaded fuel curve from us on the 123. It's specially programmed for Amazon cars. Then an alternator has gone in. Had to be slightly modified on the tie bar to accommodate his water bottle, but not particularly difficult. A 5-blade asymmetric fan for hot climbs. And what is the spec of this engine? It's a motorsport bottom end, so it should rev very cleanly, and a standard top end with a K camshaft. So that's going to be good for almost 6,500 RPM, and pull nicely. It should be a nicely stronger than the original engine. Not by a huge amount, but with the lightened flywheel as well, it'll feel a lot brisker. So that's Roger's P18, progressing nicely. Next week we should have fired it up and set up all the carburetors and so on. So progressing nicely there. So what else have we done this week? Getting the 142 ready for the next event. So let's have a chat about historic rallying then. This will be the third event of the year that I've entered. Earlier we did the North Yorkshire Classic, in which we came 18th out of 63, followed by the Hughes down in Kent, where we came 15th out of 48. Now, I have to say, both of those rallies I felt fairly much in control as a navigator, so I was a little disappointed to achieve those two results. I didn't expect to be that low. I grant you, gone are the days when Emma and I could consistently hit top 5, but I would expect to be closer to the 10 mark. So I'm still making mistakes. As for the last event, it was looking pretty clean, except I did drop 2 controls at the end of the event, and we still haven't worked out whether that was carelessness in not picking up a code board, 2 code boards, or whether I actually got the wrong plot and bash route. Anyway, third event for me for this year is on Sunday, the Ilkley Jubilee, which again is up in North Yorkshire. And Amy, my daughter, is going to be driving. I'll be back in the navigator's seat. And so this week we were just checking over the car for the final time. That's a sort of annual test check, so all your electrics, make sure all the lighting's working, the wipers, the washers, the horn, and that you've got all the bits that are needed by the scrutineers, like a spill kit, the fire extinguisher, the warning triangle. Anything else, Em? Have I done that now? Oh, first aid kit these days. And indeed, we always carry a harness cutter and a glass smasher. So that's all done. car seems to be running nicely, all loaded up because it's going to stay up there. So we'll trailer up with the dogs. Emma will take the dogs out walking for all day, and Amy and I will go out competing all day. So what brought us to this stage of an event? It just thought you might be interested to know how this all works. So what we compete in is historic road rallying, which is a regularity event. It consists of two aspects. Firstly, the public road aspect, where all sections have to be timed at 30 miles per hour average or less. And then there's the private land aspect, which is, as you might expect from rallying, whoever's quickest is best. And that can be on any variety of surfaces, from nice sealed surface to superb loose rough stuff, which of course is where we do really well in the Volvo. Now, about 6 weeks ago, the Ilkley District Motor Club issued the regs for this event, and at the same time, usually we have entries are open, so you can actually then submit your entry in for your driver, car, and navigator. And these regs have a couple of important bits in it, apart from telling you where the start and finish venues are. They also have, under section called route, here, the maps that you need, which in this case is 99 and 104. And my first task as a navigator, therefore, is to go and check, A, that I've got those maps, and B, that they are the correct edition. Getting the correct Ordnance Survey edition, the current listing is on the internet. So you simply go to that internet listing, cross-reference your map number, and then look in the top of the title sequence of your OS map, you'll see the corresponding edition number. So I have that, I have my maps, and we just need to load that into the car. So having checked, we'll drive up there. On Saturday evening, we shall turn up to scrutineering. And the usual process is the car comes in, you'll do a noise test first to make sure that your car is not antisocially loud. You'll get a piece of paper to tick off there, then it'll go to the scrutineers. So the scrutineers are there to check that it is both a safe car and eligible for the class that you're entered in. That'll all get ticked off. In normal circumstances, we then walk around the corner to the Rally HQ, and driver and navigator would sign on, and at that point receive the first package of information. So car numbers, last detail changes, and maybe some of the navigation. And at that point, my job as navigator really starts. So we'll go out, make sure that our trip meter is exactly in line with the organisers, because they'll have set a set route of mileage. And really, we want a 1% error is significant, or can be if you're top 5. Maybe it's not significant for me. But that's the sort of level you're looking at. Then we'll go back, and I get to start plotting all the route. Well, that's probably enough for now. I will try very hard to get some footage tomorrow evening at scrutineering, and possibly even on the morning of the start, and anything else I can get along the way. Unfortunately, we can't put in-car cameras. That is not permitted by the Motorsports Association. So there'll be no in-car footage during the event, but hopefully I'll have some snippets of information. It's kind of a stressful time. Well, I still find it stressful as a navigator, pleasingly so, which might mean that my film coverage during it will be a bit peremptory, but I'll do my best to do something. I hope you have a good weekend as well, and we shall be talking to you very soon. Thank you very much.